day 25. We are a quarter of the way done with this challenge after today. That's still a failing grade, but hey, we're making progress. Today I'm back in the turret because I'm going to be doing some more recording related to the soundtrack project I mentioned previously, and today's going to be pretty fun. I get to record the opening solo of this little chestnut, so that'll be fun today. Doing it for a soundtrack where it needs to take up a certain amount of space, we'll add a slight bit of challenge to this, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna warm up first though with an exercise that I learned in grad school from my wonderful professor, Kevin Schempf. He calls this the Sagging C exercise, and it's great if you need to warm up your pitch bends, which obviously, if you're familiar with Rhapsody in Blue, pretty famously has one. So we're gonna start with some Sagging C exercise. I'll show you what that is, and then we'll get to some recording. All right, so for this exercise, it's easiest if you start just on like a high C, like thumb and register. And your goal here is you're gonna start on the pitch, and you're gonna lower your jaw to try to bend the pitch down as far as you can, and then bring it back up. So that's where the name Sagging C comes from, because you're starting on C. Honestly, I haven't done this exercise in a little while. When I was doing it pretty regularly, I could get my pitches down to about a minor third. The lower you go, the harder that becomes, as you'll see, I'm sure. But let's see where we're at. I know how chromatic scale works. Last couple, once we're down to where we're covering pretty much everything, it's really hard to get as deep a bend as you do when you're at the top. So that's why starting on C is a little bit easier. If you're someone who's tried doing pitch bends before and hasn't had success, it does help to have the right reed and mouthpiece combination. I find that a softer reed helps a little bit with this. Also, when you lower the jaw, you gotta really blow air hard. Otherwise it does not work. And you'll just, the pitch breaks off and nothing happens. It'll feel like you're doubling or tripling your volume of air out as you're trying to bend down. Let's talk a moment about terminology. On this opening run, it says gliss, short for glissando, with parentheses smear. There is a difference between a glissando and a portamento. The difference is important because they are two different techniques, and they are actually traditionally both part of this opening lick going up. So glissando, we're doing a run upwards, but it's discrete notes. We're fingering all the notes along the way. Portamento is when we're sliding, we're kind of smearing, lowering the jaw to in our voicing to slide our way up, like the way a trombone would. Typically the way this is done, and the way I'm definitely going to do it today because it is a whole lot easier, is I'm going to start down at the bottom. I'm going to gliss, so you're going to hear all the notes until I get over the break, and from there I'm going to smear it going up. A portamento is going to be a lot easier to do once we get over the break, for the same reason that you saw that Sagging C exercise work more easily as we got higher into the range. We have more flexibility to get the pitch down and kind of wiggle it around where we want. So what I did to prep for this is I've got the draft of the video that the filmmaker sent me. and I went through and I listened. I found the timestamps for the start and the end of this cue. I noted roughly how long it is, because obviously every soloist's take on this is going to be a little bit different, and you know, length may vary. So, but I'm trying to aim to be pretty close to what he put in the reference so that his cuts work out. So I've got Pro Tools set up. I've got my session set to record in minutes and seconds instead of like beats and bars, so that at a glance I can run over after a couple takes and just kind of check like roughly how long I'm running on these solo takes, just to make sure I'm pretty close to what's in the reference. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go make sure this isn't clipping. Still good. Okay. I'm gonna try a few more. Excuse me. I ate an entire pound of green beans right before this. Yeah, the turret is cold. So I did some takes, I listened through, but I think I was standing too close to the microphone, and so certain frequencies were like getting a little bit too loud, and it bugged me, so I scooted it back a little bit. I'm gonna try a few more just to see if I can get it exactly. Dang! I did my clarinet while I was playing that. So that is why when you do a portamento and you're sliding your fingers off the keys, it should be about 80% voicing and 20% fingers, because if you do more than that, you will literally twist your clarinet apart. Then it will make obnoxious clicking sounds through an otherwise good take. So. You guys, I just can't leave it alone. Okay. That might have been the gliss. That might have been the one. Wrap up time. All right. This was fun to do. I've actually never gotten to play this piece or really any arrangement of this piece before. I would love to. I mean, if your group is programming it, call me. This scratched an itch I didn't know I had, so that was fun. All right, well that's it. I'll see you sometime for day 26. Bye.